Hello, welcome to the next edition of KebbieG Specialty List. Today we're going to be playing Domain Zoo once again. See how this deck actually competes in today's Pioneer format. The new card we're trying out today is Overcaster Trailblazer because we do have a decent amount of 4-power creatures and greater, so we should be able to draw some number of cards off of it and get a little bit of extra card advantage, turn through our deck, get our protection spells like Stubborn Denial, and close the game out. That's what we're trying out today. Domain Zoo is a deck that I think actually could be a legit thing in the future. We're slowly getting pieces, and once we get another 2-drop that is decently sized chunky, look out. This deck is a deck to compete with. So let's get into the deck list and see the deck in action. So the deck list, we have our 4 bindings, which is the critical pieces with Brawler. So this guy has power equal to the number of basic land types we control. We play 23 lands, a lot of shocks, and tri lands. We have a Tyvar stand to protect our creatures, Denial to protect our creatures, Phantom, decent counter spell slash it's a 2/2 that we could do later on in the game. Fire Impulse because we don't really need any kind of damage to the face. We just need to make sure our opponent's creatures are out of the way. We have NT to make sure our bigger stuff has trample and keep turning through our deck. Bone Crusher, Trailblazer, Knuckle Blades, they all have 4 power, so they work quite well, like I said, with Denial. With the Trailblazer, then we have Jangata as a free roll. Sideboard, we do have some Rending Volleys for mono blue and mono white matchups. Surge of Salvation for black based Thoughtseize matchups. Ether Gust for mono green. 3 Scavenging Oozes for graveyard heat. 2 Stone Brains for control slash combo. We have Weathered Runestone for also Phoenix and potentially Amalia because they do play Cord and they play Coco. We have Mystical Dispute for control and another Jangata. Like I said, our Jangata is our free roll. That is our deck we're trying out. Let's see if this deck has what it takes. Get into it. Play a Triumph, they go. Sacred Foundry tapped. Passes. Another 3-drop. I don't think I need to shock myself. Just pass. Stomping Grounds. It's definitely not a color combination where I'm necessarily... Oh, it's in Incarnation. Okay. These impulses are not relevant. Passes. So this isn't really a key turn, I don't think. So I should be able just to plot and pass. Next turn is when I need to leave up a Phantom. Gets an island. I'm assuming plays that said island. Nope. Okay. Triumph is good. I'm pretty sure that means we can get this down next turn. Actually, we could right now. But is that good? Let's go for it. So, green, blue. Let's do blue. Play Knuckles. Draw. And pass. Island. Fires. And probably Incarnation. No Chain to the Rocks for the Trailblazer. Knuckles? The Respect for the Knuckles. That's a nice top deck. So, pick up Jags and leave up Stubborn Denial. They go. Plays a Grounds. Up to Beanstalk. Tolsimir. So we let that resolve. There's no way I can kill the wolf either. Because this is just 2 damage. And passes. Play Brawler. And pass. Plays a Foundry tapped. Portable Hole. Counter it. Skyclave. There goes our dude. Impulse the Skyclave. Take it. Snipe the Tolsimir. Shove. Atroxa. Yeah. I think we're going to scoop. Up Stone Brains. I don't know if I really want Disputes. Maybe Cut Impulse. It doesn't seem good at all. Phantom's also kind of weird since once I get that down, like it makes these so bad. But I think I just run it like that. Xander's Lounge, say go. Triumph and passes. We play NT, say go. Stomping Grounds. Up to Beanstalk. Knuckles is interesting, but that's probably for next turn. If I had Triumph, go to combat, shove, say no, pass the turn, leave up a Tyvar stand, shocks himself, chain to the rocks, attempt to grow, passes. Stubborn now is interesting. So let's play that untapped. Play Bone Crusher Giant. Go to combat, shove it into, say no, and pass the turn. Leave up a denial. Omen, that's fine. Plays a tap land. Leyland Binding. Counter it. Path. Okay. Gets a basic. Play a Knuckles. Give it haste. Shove. Get rid of a Sacred Foundry. Put the counter on Inti. Play a Breeding Pool tap. Say go. So he needs a Wrath. He's at 1. Actually, he needs more than that because we have a Stomp. He needs life gain too. Got game 2. Run it back. Garden and passes. Play Triumph. Say go. This hand's actually looking a lot better. With that denial. Foundry tapped. Passes. Stomping Grounds untapped. Play Brawler. Say go. Fable the Mirror Breaker. Passes. Play Brawler number 2. Play a tap land. Shove in there for 4. Dovin's Veto, huh? Waste. Fires. Probably a removal spell. Yeah. Shoves. Take it. Down to 16. So now we get to leave up a Stomp plus Denial. So we get to shove in there for 4. Pass the turn. We'll take this with our modern day Tarmogoyf. So that flips. Plays a Waste. That's an interesting choice. Goes to combat. Shoves in there. Stomp the Skyclave. Okay, Ominacy. Make a token. And block with that said token. And those are the critical lines you have to be taking with this deck. Now it's all about tempo plays. Fable. Counter it. Stomp Reflection. Shove in there for 4, say go. I'm assuming you're cracking this Ominacy. We need lands at some point. This Knuckles is nice because eventually it is a haster. 1 top, 1 bottom. Cycles. Nimble. You choose an artifact or instant or sorcery. Okay, so he's taking a Stone Brain from my hand. And a Tolsimir to fight my Brawler. And passes. Play Bone Crusher, say go. Another land. That's good. Hopefully that means he drew a land. Swings in there for 2. Take it to 14. That's kind of a bad card. Considering he has the fires down. Play another Bone Crusher. Shove, say go. I assume he's going to block. Yeah, blocks. Beseiju, Agent of Treachery. Takes my Bone Crusher. Shoves in there. Take it. Finally find a land, but might be a little too late for that. Play NT, say go. Shoves in there. Take it. So we're at 4. We could do 7 back. Play Knuckles. Pass the turn. Up the Beanstalk. Plays the Sacred Foundry. Okay. What's your last card? Shoves in there with just the flyer. Take it. We're at 2. So I have 1 mana to spare. I have to pass. Not exactly GG's yet, unless he has a removal spell, but Moonblast Cleric. Is taking a binding. Incarnation. Interference. Okay, scoop it up. Alright, getting to the next one. Breeding Pool. Tap. Say go. Cliffs. Thoughtseize. Takes my Savage. The Respect. So we play Overgrown Tomb. And a Brawler. Say go. Cliffs. Very well, he could just have a removal spell. Harvester. That hurts. Shove. Yeah, it's better doing it this way because he's just going to sack it. At least this way I get a point of damage across. Springs. Passes. Pass the turn. Tap Tithe. And passes. Sacred Foundry untapped. Play Inti. Say go. And we can't fight over this, so pass. Okay, Fable. Counter it. Passes. Pick up Jug. Say go. Tap Tithe. Could be a Sorin inbound. Another Fable. Impulse it. Play a Bone Crusher. Say go. Archfiend of the draws. And passes. Play an Inti. Pass the turn. Waiting on for him to strike first. Because he's going to have to strike. Take it. Fable. Counter it. Passes. Tap land. Impulse Reflection. Shove in there. Get rid of Jegs. And pass. Cracks a blood token. Gets rid of a Vein Ripper. He probably has multiple in hand. Mutable. Goes to combat. Shoves. Preacher. So we probably lose this one. Shove in there for 8. Counter it. Get rid of the Stubborn. So blocks there. So we go to 2. And we lose because we'll stomp ourselves. So we bring in Surge. Cards in Liquor. That does not stop it. Maybe one Brain. Tyvar stands good. Maybe not Impulse. Something like that, I guess. Play a tap land, say go. Blood Crypt. Play a Steam Vent untapped. Play an NT, say go. Swamp. Harvester. Play Ketra Triumph. Stomp. Shove. Say no. Another Harvester. It's like the least threatening option there. Play a tap land. Stomp. Shove. Say no. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. That's fine. We didn't want to draw that anyway, so. Sorin. I can't actually counter that because he has the one to pay. Here comes the Ripper. Which kind of sucks, but what are you going to do? Interesting. Play a Plot of Trailblazer. Pass. We do need to do something relatively fast. Thoughtseize. I mean, what are you taking there? Only if I could have one more mana. So we get a Stone Brain, which is irrelevant. Blood Crypt tapped. Could have removal. Fable. Okay. Hits me to set down to 11. Cast Trailblazer. Add green. Play a Brawler. Draw. Play Bone Crusher. Draw. Play a Foundry tapped. Tax Sorin. Get rid of a Fountain. I need to get through. Take that out. Okay. So both dead. We do go to 9. I guess you can't turn on the Mutavault. So let's see if he has another Sorin in hand. We have a shot. We have a lot of fat things on board. But Sorin beats me, I think. Mutavault. I guess Mutavaults beat me, don't they? Because they attack. We have to block them. Yeah. Okay. Alright. On to the next one. Swamp and passes. Triumph. Say go. Another Swamp. Aetherborn. Breeding Pool. Untap. Say go. Hits me down to 16. Counter it. Play that untapped. Plot. Say go. Tap Tithe. Hits me to 12. Play a tap land. I can't really afford Trailblazer plus Knuckles here. I think I just have to pass. Thoughtseize. Okay. Probably takes my denial, right? The issue is you can't really because it would turn on my impulse. So now I don't even have to bother using a Leyland Binding on an Ether board. Snipe it. Play a tap land. Outcast. Trailblazer. Sure. Play a Knuckles. Pay into Knuckles. Go to combat. Shove. Say go. Trespasser. Okay. Assuming he's my Trailblazer. So I'm at 11. And passes. Another Knuckles, huh? Pump haste into it. Shove for 8. Say go. Hits me for 3. Aetherborn. Play a Binding. Eat an Aetherborn. Fatal Push. Okay. Another Knuckle Blades, huh? Play Knuckle Blades. Haste it. Snipe you for 8. So we're essentially at 4. If he attacks out. Can't attack. Passes. 5R stands interesting. Go to combat. Shove. And got there. Against black base decks, we have Surge. And that's essentially it. Maybe down 1 Phantom, 1 Impulse. Run it like that. Tap Citadel. I wouldn't mind a red source off the top. Not a red card. Play Headquarters, they go. Hive. Etherborn. And passes. Play Breeding Pool and a Brawler, say go. Another Etherborn. Shoves. Okay. Come on, Zoo. Let's get into this game. We just need any red source off the top. A Binding, you know, that's okay, I suppose. It costs 3. So if I play the Binding, eats the Etherborn, shove for 3, I'm not really winning this fight. Plus, I'm shocking myself. Pass the turn. Thoughtseize. Yeah. Alright, hits me. Down to 14. Bankbuster. Okay, I guess that is a castable card. Shoves in there. I guess I have to trade with one of them. Not really willingly, though. We just need a red source, please. Another Etherboard. That's unfortunate. Phantom Interference, at least that's a castable card. Pass the turn. Hits me down to 6. Counter it. So I think I want to try adding one more land that has a red source in it. And see what happens. So now he just, I guess he can't crew, but he can turn on a Hive and win. Run it back. Triumphs, they go. We need more lands, but besides that, we should be good. Hive. No Thoughtseize. That's good. Tyvar. So I think I lead off with a Brawler and say go. Etherborn. Passes. This is a tricky situation. I could just attack. I really want to NT, but I really need Tyvar stand to make sure I push through this. Is it ever go to combat? Shove. See if he blocks it. I don't think I pay anything more than this. Actually, wait. Paid 2. Make it a 5/4. Because I want to be able to protect it. And there's no point of actually paying X on his turn. So, Swamp. Trespasser. He's my Tyvar stand. And passes. Trailblazer. Probably not necessary. Question here is, do I care more about blue mana or white mana? If I draw any kind of counterspell, it's really nice to have the blue up. But I think it's correct to pay that land. Shove. Pitch. I think Trailblazer. Another Brawler. Well, that stinks. That's my cat buddy. Pass. Hive tapped. Banky. Okay. You could have a Fatal Push. Doesn't attack. Just passes. So first things first. Go to combat. Shove. Discard Hollow Fountain. Put the counter on Inti. So counter spell. Not really what I'm looking for. So he blocks there. I think it's correct just to give it indestructible. And hit for 5. Field of Ruin. That will hurt. If he uses it. Pops a Triumph. Shieldred. How much does this cost? Going for it. Binding, eat Shieldred. Play a tap land. Got it. 1 and 2. Let's get into the wrap up. Alright, so what do we learn this week about this deck overall? We 1 and 2 with the deck. I felt like a lot of the time our losses came down to the fact that we just didn't have enough lands. We rarely flooded, so it seems like we had more land issues than anything else. So I went ahead and I cut back at Inti, because I do think it being legendary, it's a little bit more rough. I do actively think I want another option in my creature slot. Not necessarily, it's not because Knuckle Blaze or Bone Crusher and Brawler are the weakest parts. Trailblazer might be a little bit iffy in this deck. It does help if you can actually plot and go off the following turn, but it does force you to tap out, which kind of goes against the tempo plan. I'm not really sure about that one. So Inti and Trailblazer are on the chopping block. If we ever get something that has, a 2-drop with more power that could enable denial more consistently than Inti, that would be quite wonderful. So I end up cutting an Inti and upping another Rogern Triumph, so that way I have 24 lands, and I increase my white-red sources, which are actually really important. In course, blue too as well, right? Because I do need blue, red, and white. I do often have enough green, so I don't really need more of that. But if you have any considerations at all, let me know down in the comment section. Have you tried to play Domain Zoo in Pioneer? Let me know as well down in the comment section. What axes have you liked with the deck? But until next time, hope you guys have a great rest of your week and weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.